Hello, this is Josh Beiser from GameWisdom.com and welcome to another video spotlight. Tonight I am taking a look at Tinertia. This is a game by Candescent Games. It's been in early access for a while now, and the developers are almost finished with the game, I believe, and they decided a lot of people will test it out and give some spotlight, so that's what I'm going to do. First, I just want to lower the music just a little bit, just so that I can talk and not be distracted by my own voice, or distracted by the sound of the game. And Tinertia is another game in the string of very much hardcore platformers. And it seems like we're getting a lot of those lately, between Action Hank from a few weeks ago, and even games like Dust Force, Super Meat Boy, and now Tinertia. So the trick of Tinertia is that this is a platformer that has no jump button. It sounds weird, but once you see the game in action, you'll understand it. I just started playing a few days ago. I haven't gone too far in because this is actually a very hard game, despite how cute that little robot with one eye is. So we're going to start from the very beginning. Each world is basically set up as a series of levels. You can see it over here. I do like this type of map design. Reminds me of like the old school games. So I'm going to load the first level now. Here's our little robot. And his trick is that he uses rocket jumping in order to do anything. So as you can see, by using the right analog stick, I am shooting my rockets, and they're going in the direction of the analog stick. This is very important, so I think this may be messing me up on some of the later stuff, which you'll see in a few minutes. So the idea is that you're going to use the rocket jump to propel yourself up and over any obstacles that are in your way, as so. You also have like a little mini air dash right there. You can only do one per in mid-air, so you have to land in order to recharge. This is basically a way of correcting yourself in mid-flight, or getting that little extra bump that you need to get going. Now this first level obviously is very simple, as you can tell from the footage. If you look in the upper right hand corner of the screen, you can see where it says target and par. The game grades you on how quickly you get through a level and how many rockets you take. Okay, so I didn't get it all on that level. Move on to the next level. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit more interesting here. So part of the challenge is getting yourself going with and keeping your momentum while you're in the air. I got the par, but I didn't get the target by 3 seconds. Now we introduce things that are going to try and kill you. You can't run to any of those objects. And come on. Yeah, I got it within par and time. Good. I don't know if these things actually unlock any new content later in the game. As I said, I didn't really get far. Now, like I said, this first world is pretty simple, at least starting out, but you're going to see it's going to get a lot nastier as we get further in. Alright, so over here. I do like the graphics as well. So this is where they introduce the concept of the bumper, or I'm sorry, the air dash. And by the way, I am using a 360 gamepad. You really do want a gamepad in order to have any chance of winning this. Just due to how the analog stick controls where you're aiming, and the process, what your momentum is going to be. Oh. There we go. Now, I think this is one of my main complaints with the game, is that it's basically the whole experience is depending upon how well you can control or aim the right analog stick. And it is very finicky, I've noticed. Oops. So there's a big difference between holding it a little bit down versus down to the right, as you can see. And it's very easy to get screwed up on a section because of how you didn't hold the button. So as you can see here. Yeah, so if you don't have a good gamepad, you probably don't want to be playing Tinertia because of it. Okay, so here we go, going up. I can fly! Oh. Just like with Action Hang, wall jumping is definitely a challenge for this. Again, how well you keep your momentum and control your velocity is going to be key in order to get through a lot of the challenge in the game. I think another problem, this is another game that relies heavily on using your right hand for the analog stick, and again, I am still a lefty. Music's nice and peaceful, I guess. Can fly. Yes. So again, this whole world takes place here. Oh god, almost flew right off there. Okay. Look at that. Oh, I got the time at least. And of course, there's leaderboards. There's also speed runs, which I'll show off in a little bit. Where are we now? Oh, forgot about that switch. Want to hit that, of course. Oh, I got the par. Alright, so we are now at, I believe this is the first boss, or quote-unquote boss section in this game. So you'll see what happens here. Here's our friend. And he's going to be chasing us with his giant buzzsaw hands. Oop. This is probably going to take a few minutes, folks, by the way. Okay. Pardon me. Out of my way. Oh, alright, got it. Well, that took a lot less retries than I thought it would. Again, your grade, same as the Recyclops, nice. And you're getting your grade on your time and how many rockets you use. So obviously I went a little nuts there. So that was World 1. World 2 takes us over here. And we're going to see if I can actually get through this, because this is where I kind of got stuck. As you can see, I barely got any of the rewards or medals for it. So this introduces these very annoying lasers that basically activate the second you go across them. Wow. It isn't amazing what a little practice will do for you. sometimes my down doesn't work all that well. I think it's because I'm pressing down and slightly to the left or right instead of straight down. There. Like, see, I'm hitting down, but I'm not going anywhere that time. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I'm hitting it in the direction where I think it's going, but my character's not getting the velocity that I should be. Let's try again. That time it worked. But yeah, you're going to see in the later level or later section that just how much challenging that velocity is going to really be for you. There are no lives, thankfully, because I don't think this game would be possible if you had a lives limit. Getting through it, but I am not getting any of the medals, and that's probably going to be what we're going to see in the next few minutes, I think. Alright, let's see. Lasers. Again, despite this being for the PC, I just don't see any way you can get through this using a keyboard and mouse, and I just don't think it's possible. But yeah, this is definitely a hardcore experience, as you can see. And I'm sure it's even going to get crazier as we get further in. Come on. Oh. Again, it's sometimes very finicky where your velocity is going. And I think part of that, again, is because how it's based on every little nudge of the right analog stick. Oh. Now, is this game good or bad? I'm still not at the point yet to make render or verdict on that. It's definitely different. But it's hard to tell whether the trick of essentially rocket jumping your way to victory is better than our standard platforming. Okay. Oh, I got the par at least. Oh yeah, this part. Victory. That was close. Oh boy. Again, you can see just how nasty the levels are getting. We're only really on World 2. You can fly. Whew. Well, I got through that a lot quicker than it did last night. I already lost the par. So I'm going to stop for a quick second just so you can see how many degrees of aim the rocket is going. This is probably a good spot to do it. And this is again where part of the challenge comes in, so watch. So I'm pressing it straight up, but it's so... the fidelity is so close, you can see the different ways I'm pressing up, left. And this is where I think the difficulty comes in, is that obviously there's a big difference between shooting it... Come on, why am I... Yeah, I guess this is the other problem. Again, you're using the analog stick, and it's sometimes very hard to get a precise motion on it. And just holding up... Right now, I'm just pressing it straight up, at least according to my finger. And I'm keep shifting between up left, up right. And again, this is a platformer, so it demands that precision gameplay. Okay, rocket jump. I have a feeling this is probably going to be like a challenge. At some point. But this, I think, it's going to probably be very polarizing among people who are going to play the game, is the fact that it's taking something that's very simple, the act of jumping, and we're making it a lot more complicated because of using the rocket. Like right now, I'm just pressing it to the right, but it picks up so much of the fine control of the analog stick that you can see how the rocket's changing its velocity, even though I'm just still pressing it to the right. And again, if your gamepad isn't up to code, this is going to be a very annoying game for you, I'm afraid. Okay, so we're going to try this boss now. I'm a little nervous because it kicked my ass for about 20 minutes the other night. But let's see what happens. Rocket is... Oops. Laser. We're not done yet. Goodbye. Oh, come on. Again, that's the problem. It seems to not be picking up exactly where my hand thinks the controls are. Oh, damn. This could be a few minutes, because I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to get through this. Come on, get up there, you. I just landed myself right into the death. Come on. Yeah, this is my frustration. This is definitely not a game meant for southpaws. You can see how much trouble I'm having to manipulate this just using my right hand. I don't know if it's enough to call it a design flaw or just how this game is meant to be played. My right thumb is aching after this. Oh, come on again. I don't know anyone's doing this in 30 rockets. Especially anyone who's left-handed. Oh, I did it. Whew. I got the par time somehow, or the target time, but I am not doing this level in under 30 rockets. Alright, well, I guess we're going to be able to show more of the game then tonight. I didn't get stuck there. Okay, so where are we now? Oh, the ground is slippery here. Oop. Guess you can't touch the poison. I'm not sure what that... Nope. Come on. I do like how the game basically plays within the 2.5D space. What am I? Oh, I'm supposed to just fall straight through. So you can see where having to make use of the air dash is essential in order to get the best times and best target. What in the hell am I gonna touch? Oh, no, I can't touch that. Oh. I was wondering when they were going to implement stuff like that. Damn. Again, definitely more of a hardcore platformer than a casual affair. Slow down. This game may be nicknamed the bane of left-handed people, I think. I'm starting to feel afraid of what they're going to expect out of you when it's like even some of those later worlds. Get me up there. Okay, there we go. Oh! Air dash victory. Oh! Again, the trick is that it requires a very detail of very much the fidelity of your analog stick. Ugh. Where am I now? Okay. Oh, we're getting there. What the hell am I? Okay, there we go. I'm pretty sure fans of like Super Meat Boy and those other very challenging platforms are going to have a field day with this. But hopefully you're not left-handed like me. Come on. Again, even the slight difference in where you're pressing the right analog stick is going to determine a whole lot about whether or not you're going to make a jump. You can fly. Haha, I took a shortcut. And apparently that shortcut was required, because there's no other way to get the card than to use it. Oh, now what? Oh. Okay, I hit straight down, I still went up. I don't know if it could also, it's very possible it may be my actual analog stick. But then again, I'm sure a lot of people also have trouble with getting the fine-tuning on their analog stick right. Almost there. Almost there. Yes. Oh! Yeah, speedrunners are really going to feel the day with this one. I like the game, but again, I do think that the novelty of the right analog stick jump makes things a little bit harder than they need to. It feels like just a trick for trick's sake, as opposed to something that is meant for a lot of people. Oh, I'm sure this is going to be a lot of fun to watch someone just like attempt to get through some of these crazy levels. Okay. Almost there. Alright, so here we go. Oh, come on. That's just mean. And my mind isn't made up yet if this is a good or bad game. I mean, it's challenging. But again, you have to ask yourself, is it challenging for the right reason? And that is, you know, giving the player interesting levels and situations, and not just, you know, having to mess with thumb, making sure it's hitting it right. What the hell? Oh. What? Oh, I have to wait for the things to drop? What's down here? There's no extra in my game. So hit that. Well, I made it through that one. Slide. Ugh. So here we go. Ugh. That slime crap's gonna be a pain. think I'm starting to be more on the side of it feels more like basically a challenging gimmick than meant to be an interesting control setup. Because your whole game experience is based on the player's thumb, really. Yeah, this is starting to get a little bit annoying. It's not so much luck-based, I would say. There's definitely skill involved, but it feels more like the skill based on using the analog stick rather than like game mastery. Just way across there. Phew. Man, now what? Alright, so we have to land on this. Oh, of course, now it's timed again. Okay. Oh, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. What? Do I have to hit that thing? Not kill myself in the process. Oh, I see. I will give the developers credit. They really came up with a lot of interesting uses of this rocket jump. Okay. Oh. 7 rockets, really? Oh, God. Good. A slide of death. Ugh. Yeah. Now I don't want to fly up and I'm doing it anyway. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm definitely... I don't feel like I'm so much learning the mechanics of this game, other than getting lucky with how my hand, or how the game is reading where my analog stick is. Get into you. Hit this. Yeah, see, sometimes I'm pressing down left and shooting down right. Again, this is not a friendly game for people who aren't right-handed. Come on. Yes? Did I do it? Oh my goodness. Whew. And we're at the boss already. Let's see, what's our time so far? We're at 35 minutes. Alright, who's the boss now? Oh, come on, I'm hitting it. Wait, it won't let me stick. Oh, you bastard. Come on. Oh my god. Yes. Going up. Oh. So this killed me. Wow, that escalated quickly there. Alright, so here we go. Okay, what? Yeah, again, I'm just not really feeling this mechanic, I think, as much as the developers want me to. Ugh. And this is always the risk when you have a game built on a mechanic that's not the norm. This right analog thing is, I think, really starting to get more on my nerves. Like, I don't feel like I'm controlling this as well as I should be. Like, I'm pressing down. How are you supposed to get out of it? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm starting to not really enjoy this. The problem, again, is what they're asking you to do with this mechanic. With the, with the analog stick. Okay, what? I wasn't trying to shoot off there. Yeah, all I can say, I think, for people who really want to get through this whole game, good luck. Because I'm starting to think this may be one of those games that's just not really playable for me. Come on. Yeah, I think we're going to get out of this, because my thumb is starting to bother me from this game. Yep. Let me load up just a few of the other modes, or the other mode that's available, and then we'll call for this video. So we have speedrun, and then there's something called YOLO, which I can only assume may be like a how long can you get on one life type deal. And there is no way in hell I will be getting 4 in 1 life. Excuse me. Alright. So we'll do a quick little speed run, and I think we'll call it there. So I mean, I like the mechanic of the game. I don't have anything wrong with that. But the use of the right analog stick is just a real killer for someone like me. Because so I don't have as much control with my right hand that I do with my left, obviously. But I can't really see an alternative, really. Get up there, you. Yeah, I just don't feel like I'm having the great fine control I would in a game like Super Meat Boy. It reminds me a lot of Dust Force where you could adjust the key bindings. Okay, so go up there. Don't get me wrong, it's a challenging game, but I feel like I'm more frustrated than I am being challenged by the unique gameplay. See? Again, I'm pressing it in the direction they want me to, but the analog stick's reading it differently. If I... there. Oof, God. Shot that one. Alright, we can do this. Time. Oh, wait. Oh, don't tell me I have to do the boss in the time, too? Oh, crap. Ugh, boy. Oh, that's time. I have no idea if that's a good or a bad time or not, but that's my time, I guess. So, that is Tinertia. By the time this video is up on the YouTube channel, the game I think should be either out or close to being out of early access. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, I like the game, but I'm not loving it, I think, and part of it really has to do with how much of the fiddliness, I guess, of the right analog stick requirement. I feel like if this game was, if you rely more on the button presses, it would be a lot easier, but then you lose a lot of the charm of the game. And again, it has to do with just how much of the game the developers have built into the fidelity of the analog stick, because you saw all the little different degrees I was moving it, down a little bit to the right, down a little bit more, etc., etc. But if you're in the market for a very challenging platformer, this is definitely going to be that. So make sure to check it out. Maybe do some speed runs or see me get through this challenging game. And I will be wrapping up this video. So for those of you watching this live, thanks so much for tuning in. For those of you watching this recorded, if you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. It will help me out a lot. And again, I will of course be uploading more videos with a whole lot of variety in terms of games. I've got a few more in the wings that I can't wait to show to you folks. And of course, make sure to check out game-wisdom.com for posts and podcasts relating to game design and the industry, as well as our ongoing Patreon campaign to secure some desperately needed monthly funding to keep all of this running and pay those annoying bills. You can find me on Patreon under Josh Beiser or Game Wisdom. And lastly, for the YouTube crowd, if you like to watch these plays live, comment, chat with your friends, or make fun of me as I fail constantly at a boss, you can find me on Twitch under GW Beiser. So, again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys real soon. Take care.